See, I have a major problem with this comment. And my major problem with that comment is that we have an issue in America where anyone who identifies as white has basically had their culture erased. And that's on purpose. Historically, there were time periods where Irish people and Italian people weren't considered white. We're white now, don't get me wrong, we're white as ghosts. But that was a strategy. Basically, anyone who appeared white was wrapped up into one identity and had their own culture erased. With their culture erased, then they end up clinging to this white American identity. And through that was enacted oppression of people of color and other minorities. So the process of owning American culture was basically engineered to cause oppression. And you know how you counteract that? By connecting with that culture that was erased. Like, yeah, I live in America. I live in Jersey. Jersey's great. And Jersey is one of the cultures I love. Taylor ham, disco fries, pizza, the shore, I mean, all that's part of me. But being an Italian American is also part of me. Celebrating on St. Joseph's is part of me. Celebrating the Feast of San Gennaro on the steps of a church, even though I'm not religious, is part of me. I've listened to stories about Italy from my relatives. I've danced to Italian music. I've learned to cook traditional Italian food. And I've even done studies into Italian art and culture to further my knowledge of my heritage. I even looked into my ancestors. One of my ancestors tried to assassinate Mussolini, and failed, and died. So, not particularly successful on the heritage thing. My mom was full-blooded Italian. My dad was an eighth Irish and an eighth Polish and otherwise Italian. And yeah, they lived in America. I live in America too. And American is part of my culture. And Jersey is part of my culture. But Italian is also part of my culture. And you don't get to erase that from me. You don't get to make me just another white American. I get to take pride in my heritage, I get to take pride in my family, and I get to take pride in the culture that I came from. I don't have to fold to the fucked up American ideal that erased my heritage in order to oppress people that look different from me. I can embrace my heritage and all the good things that come with it. So yeah, you don't get to micromanage my culture. My Chinese American friends are Chinese and American. My Indian American friends are Indian and American. And I am Italian and American, and I'm proud of it. And I encourage everyone to look into their ancestry and culture and really connect with it, because that goes a long way toward furthering cultural understanding in the countries that we live in. Oh, and by the way, you can keep this gatekeeping nonsense off my page.